Good morning. I'm on the top of Windmill Hill in Hitchin on this blowy day, so I hope you can hear me. In the background is St Mary's Church, and there, going down the hill, is a road I used to walk down when I was 5 years old, going to St Andrew's School. And today I've just filled in and sent in my nomination form to be the Reform candidate for this area, a town I've lived in since I was 5. It's very precious to me, this part of England, there with the Chiltern Hills in the background. And we have to reflect on the last few days. Well, today's Wednesday. Monday we had the bombshell of Nigel Farage standing to lead the Reform Party. Probably the most influential man in UK politics over the last 15 years. Certainly Brexit wouldn't have happened, the referendum wouldn't have happened without him. And when you look at the Reform Party, you've got three really very dynamic leaders. You've got Nigel, of course. You've got Richard Tice, who's kept this party alive virtually single-handedly over the last 2 years till it's become a dynamic force that it is today, with 620 individuals like me who have decided that they need to stand up for their country. And then we have Ben Habib. Ben Habib, the deputy leader, a very, very strong personality, very strong business leader. And so we have, in charge of one little start-up party, the Reform UK, we have three dynamic leaders ready to take this country forward. But what have we got as an alternative? You looked last night at the leaders' debate between Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer. And there we saw two lightweight, two middle managers trying to lead our country, swapping and sharing sound bites. It was singularly the most depressing construct that you could possibly imagine. They weren't really talking about the issues that affect everyday's lives. And in fact, when we woke up this morning, there was our Prime Minister claiming that the Labour Party were going to tax us, every one of us, £2,000 more. And it turns out that the Treasury, the Secretary of the Treasury, has written saying that that's complete and arrant nonsense, and the figures have been frigged by the Tory party. If we have leaders of the two main parties who cannot trust us, who cannot be honest with us, what hell's chance have we got as a country? And that's why I urge you to vote for Reform UK. We are talking about the things that people are talking about. We're talking about mass immigration and the effect that that's having on our lives and our public services. We hear Keir Starmer talk about building 1.4 million houses. Well, that's certainly the housing shortfall that we've got at the moment, but that's before accounting for the 1.2 million people who've come into this country over the last 2 years. And he certainly doesn't say how quickly we can build that 1.4 million houses. Whereas in Reform UK, we have a definite plan. We know how we're going to do it. It can be easily done, and you can see it from our website. They swapped stories about the NHS. Not one of them's got a clue about how they're going to sort out the NHS. Well, in my case, I've sat on a board. I sat on the board of the QE2 in Welwyn Garden City. I know what this means. I've floated house builders. I've built my own house. I know what it means to build houses. And then we come to the point of broken Britain. Broken Britain by the post office scandal, Windrush, the blood scandal, Grenfell Tower. Not one of these issues were being talked about. And yet Reform UK, and in particular, I have a plan for dealing with this with a proper law of misconduct in public office. We can't go on as we are. We have to change. We can no longer trust this two-party system. There is an alternative with Reform UK. Ladies and gentlemen, please, on the 4th of July, vote for Charles Bunker. Vote Reform UK. Thank you. Bye bye.